Okay.
Welcome to Unblock The SmileTrap.
That's not our real intro. Don't worry. We're not going to keep
Oh,
that.
God.
I beg to differ on that front, actually.
Well, cool. Yeah, this is an episode of Unblock The SmileTrap, brought to you by My Damn Channel and not Dan's
This
Harmonica.
is what we call an episode.
And Dan's Harmonica.
This is an episode of a podcast
that we are in.
Dan's Harmonica LLC.
Oh. Can somebody else TM that?
Someone please take that.
Like
Dan's Harmonica.
Alex did Aperture Science. I'm going to do Dan's Harmonica LLC. Is LLC a thing? I don't actually know what that means.
I think LL Cool J.
It means this is a company, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like some sort of legal company.
I thought .co meant this is a company.
No, that's like a that's like a web address. LLC's like some sort of. I'm gonna Google it so we don't sound completely non-business savvy, and all the business majors will be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
The intros are always the hardest part for us.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing. This is like our 5th episode. I don't even know.
It's fourth.
Fifth
LLC
episode?
means that it is a limited liability company, which is a flexible form of enterprise that blends elements of partnership and corporate structure. There you go.
You can't say Unblock The SmileTrap doesn't know their legal terms, because we do.
Actually, you can.
That would be fairly
you
accurate.
Probably can. Edit out the part where you looked it up on the internet.
I will do that. Just like I did last time.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, this is an episode of Unblock The SmileTrap, and you think after doing this for like 4 or 5 episodes, we would have like gotten used to doing intros and outros by now? No. They're just kind of like a little bit of like a train wreck.
Basically, we just keep talking until we have no longer made sense, and then we put it in a musical.
And then there's music.
That's what that's for. And it's
Can
like
the music
Do
right now?
music. Let's do music here.
Okay,
Bum,
music.
bum, bum. I'm just gonna
Okay.
sing it actually this time.
Okay.
Unblock.
It's definitely not what Raven made
No, I
us.
think Raven did better.
What'd you guys do over the New Year?
What did we do, Cassie?
Dan and I were in St. Louis, and there was a lot of things that were not happening. There was not a zoo. There was not an art museum.
Yeah, we tried to do so many things that did not happen. Like I cannot tell you how much driving occurred without any destination reached. Which sounds really deep, but is actually like very literally what happened. There was no art museum. We went to it. Art museum closed. There was no zoo. The zoo was closed. What else did we not get
A castle.
to see? The
A
arch.
castle. The arch.
Oh yeah, the castle. That's a good
Yeah.
story. So Cassie, you have a friend named Alex.
Yes, I have a friend named Alex.
Awesome person.
She's
Really, really cool person. Who told us when we were at this art park that we should go check out this sweet castle. So we decided, we're like, sweet castle? That makes no sense. We're in America. But let's go anyway. And basically the story was that, I forget what industry he was in. Was he an inventor?
yeah, we're gonna go with inventor. It sounds pretty cool.
There was a guy from Scotland who had a lot of money, probably an inventor, didn't get the whole backstory, who when he came here was like, you know what was sweet about Scotland?
Castles.
You know what America needs?
Castles.
And this is like in the 1860s, way after Castle Time. Castle Time. That should be a TV show.
Castle Time,
so
LLC.
He decides to. LLC. I don't think TV shows generally have the market branding in their title. But anyway, so we're going to see this castle, and we're walking along. Cassie's moaning about the hike. We had to walk like a whole 10th of a mile.
Dan, you're not telling them about the part where I had the stomach flu 2 nights before. Then it came the regular flu. Then now I have this terrible cough, and you'll probably hear it throughout this episode. Bitching over.
Cassie was whining because she's a whiner.
It was a really big hill. It was a huge hill. And I was thinking, when I heard castle, oh, we'll pull up and there'll be a lawn and a castle. No, we pulled up and there was trees and hills and death and sadness.
Yeah, basically we were in this big park with a lot of trails. And we were along this main trail for a while, and then suddenly we go off on this very small, somewhat sketchy trail. And we're like, this doesn't seem like where castle would be. Also, why are there no signs that say giant freaking castle?
If there was a castle, I would see it.
So we walk along. And we start seeing signs that say, like, private property. What was the company that owned
Union
it?
Electric.
Union Electric, which is a train company. They like ship stuff. And apparently are also electric, right?
Yep.
Are they the train company or are they an electric
I think
company?
you're making up the train part. I think it's just an electric company.
They may just be electric. I may have made up the train. There's train tracks nearby, so I think I just assumed.
Oh, there were so
anyway,
many trains.
So we're walking along, and there's all these signs that say, like, private property, do not go, you will die, we will shoot you. And so we're like, that's not a great sign. And Alex had known this beforehand and just neglected to inform Cassie.
Every time we
and
kept
she's
walking, more things unfolded about what she hadn't told me about our adventure.
She's like, oh, there's hills. Yeah, I didn't tell you about that. Oh, yeah, it's totally private property. We didn't tell you about that. But it's cool. It's cool. Like, every once in a while, someone will cut a hole in the fence, and we can, like, just sneak in.
I didn't tell you
And
about the
we're like,
100-foot drop to the Mississippi River right below us.
Okay. Oh, yeah, also, we were, like, on the sheer edge of a cliff, like, with nothing but the river, like, way down below us, which was sweet. And we're walking along, and we see this giant gate that says, like, Cassie thought it was electrified. I'm pretty sure it was not electrified. But there was this big gate.
I just
It's
assume
like,
everything's
no more.
electrified.
Don't go any further. And we're like, we could hypothetically hop this.
No, it
and
would
while
not be
we're debating
hopping.
that-
It would be climbing. Then it would be like,
Yeah, it's...
oh, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, and... cough, cough, cough. Thanks, Cassie. While we were sitting there, this guy comes along from above and is like, hey, what are you kids doing down there? You kids thinking about hopping that gate? No hopping the gate. This is private property. So they have their own little guards to guard the castle, which is, he's a castle guard. That could be in his job description.
Castle guard.
And so yeah, we got turned around and we did not get to see this sweet castle.
Which apparently exists.
Aw.
When Dan and Alex...
Actually, technically not true.
when Dan and Alex
Technically not
were
true.
debating on whether or not to jump this fence, I started crying and just stood still. I was really done at that point.
You're so fun to go on hikes with.
It was
I just
awesome.
started crying. I was more mad at Alex than anything else and really sick. But I just stopped. All of my body was like, no more. That's not happening. No fences.
Although technically we did see a little bit of the outer wall.
Oh,
that
there
they
was a
had, like,
wall.
built fences upon. So we saw like 3 feet of castle wall.
It was like the
times
outer.
in
It was like
Shepherds.
like the outer wall to get to.
Yeah, it was nowhere near the real castle. So that was a good time.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys had fun on your New Year together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, Dad?
I said oh, and then I had to articulate a thought, and then I realized I didn't have one. So
You
I
just
Were-
wanted all the
Were
attention.
you gonna
and
go with
intro.
I
the
did.
City Museum happened?
Hey, yeah, you want to talk about that? I talked about the last thing.
Yeah, but I feel like you have more enthusiasm for it because you've never been before. If you,
Okay, I'll talk about it. No,
you left your ocelot here, by the way.
no, you talk about it. No, you talk about it. No, you
No,
talk
you
about it.
talk about it.
We're like really lame.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody ship them. Ship them.
Please don't. God,
Please
no.
don't send me any Tumblr asks ever.
All right, you intro it, and then I'll come in. I'll be like the
Okay.
finisher.
So insane.
Like Paul John Green.
Okay, am I gonna talk about it or not, Dan?
You can talk. Sorry.
So, in St. Louis, there's this place called the City Museum, which is less of a museum and more of an amalgam of things. So you drive up to it, and like there's all these mosaic snakes that you enter through, and then you get in, and you just kind of see an airplane and a school bus and a helicopter and all these things haphazardly put on the front of it. There's kind of chilling there. And then you walk inside, and there's some glitter floors and some whales and some ceiling things going on. Basically, it's not a museum, but a fun house of sorts.
Cassie, can I interrupt?
You
for
can
a sec?
explain it.
I just wanted to take a second to congratulate you on such a terrible description of that museum. Because that may have been the worst thing I've ever heard.
Oh man, I was.
There's like snakes and stuff, and there's a whale, and like it's mosaics. It's cool.
Oh,
Cassie, man!
Okay, basically the City Museum is what? Do you remember the artist's name, Cassie?
No, but I can. Give me a second.
We can look
You
it
can
up.
keep talking. I'll Google.
Okay, you Google it. Basically, there was this artist who, when he died, left a bunch of his money, or all of his money, an undisclosed amount of his money, to make this museum, which is not a museum, as Cassie said. And it used to be an old shoe factory, and it's like, what, 10 floors tall?
Yeah, it's big.
Where basically the general consensus, the general premise of it, is that nothing should make sense at all. Like, there's no paths, there's no logic, everything is just, like, thrown together completely haphazardly. For instance, there is, like, artificial trees you can climb through. There is a whale that is, like, a
See,
slide
there was a
on,
whale.
like, a path.
And the guy's name is Bob Cassilly.
Bob Cathaway.
Cassilly.
That guy.
You were close.
You were close until the blah blah
I was putting the
part.
accent on it. I was putting the accent on it. And there's all sorts of things. Like, there's, for instance, what was it? Like 5 floors of artificial cave system, which is awesome. Like, literal caves that you have to, like, crawl through. Not, like, giant cave floors, but, like, crawling through tiny little holes, awesome lighting, all sorts of cool things. And the main thing that was awesome was the outside area where you had to, like, climb through these little metal tube things that were basically, I think, designed to hurt you in as many interesting ways as possible and give you, like, really sweet bruises. And if you climbed through those, you could go up to the top where there were, like, old airplanes that they had gutted, and you could, like, sit in old airplanes, and there's, like, slides everywhere, and everything's, like, impossibly dangerous, and I can't believe people don't die there all the time.
And there's an art room that's really fun, and I made a
Hey, yeah.
peacock, and Dan made an ocelot, and we made an otter for Emily out of clay.
That's me.
Dan left his ocelot here, and then I came home the other day, and my sister had dropped the peacock and the otter. But Dan's ocelot is still intact.
Right on.
So we still got that.
There we go. Good.
good.
I'm glad you guys had a good New Year and fun stuff. If anyone's wondering, what I was doing, I went to Lake Tahoe, which was fun, but there was no snow. As I had said previously in a podcast, there was no snow. It was very nice, though. It was internetless.
Did you buy, like, a bunch of powdered sugar and throw it on the ground?
I pretended, yeah.
I don't think Dan had any problem with not having snow.
I love no stuff. Oh, actually,
I was trying
Story
to
time.
intro for you there.
Good segue.
Thank
I like your
you.
segues.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Emily. Do you want to talk more about Tahoe first?
No, that was it. It was not very
Okay.
interesting.
Well, hold on. Did we already mention the fact that your cabin was in an episode of Firefly?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Oh, I have a story about this, actually. So, the cabin that we go to, it's an old family friend of ours. It's like my mom's best friend from college. This cabin they have in Lake Tahoe is beautiful, beautiful cabin. It's huge. It's been used in a lot of movies. It was in City of Angels with Nick Cage. Actually, fun fact, Nick Cage and Meg Ryan got it on the thing I take naps on. So, there's
That's
that.
the best.
Yes. And I didn't know this until after I had taken a nap on it.
Nick Cage's stuff was there.
It was... No, the movie... No.
Oh, is it a
no.
movie?
It was in a movie!
You thought they actually
just
did.
There.
Like, they were just hanging out, just Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan.
This movie was filmed in like the
You wanna?
70s or the 80s. God!
Pardon me.
City of Angels, Nick Cage. The cabin scene, that's the cabin I was at. But also
I've seen
it was
National
used,
Treasure.
That's it. It was used in an episode of Firefly. It was Our Dear Mrs. Reynolds, the episode with the space hooker. That's not what she was called, but that's what I call her.
I would love to be a
and-
space hooker.
Space hooker. Anyway, it was just the front of the cabin was used. It was just like a piece of stock footage. It was just the front of the cabin. But I screenshotted it to show my mom's friend Jennifer. I was like, hey Jen, like, look, the cabin was used in this episode of this TV show I watched. And she's like, what's the name of the TV show? I was like, Firefly. Like, it was on, like, in 2002. And she's like, our records, like, there's no record of a show called Firefly using our cabin. And I was like, oh! Okay, and she's like, but that is our cabin, and they didn't get permission to use it. And I was like, please don't sue them. I like Firefly a lot.
It's a little late to sue them, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, I don't
but
watch it, so I don't know.
It's a little late to
I'm
sue
still
them.
stuck
but
on Space Hooker. You know the doctor gets lonely.
Yeah, Space Hooker. Yeah, no, I told her, I was like, yeah, no, your cabin was used as an intergalactic whorehouse. And she was like, a what? And I was like,
Uh-huh.
anyway.
Okay, so back to, and Dan sure didn't have any problem with no snow.
Oh, okay, right. That
Hey,
was
great segue, Cassie.
I ruined your segue. I'm sorry.
It was almost as good the second time. When I was driving home from St. Louis, which is how you say that, I was driving along, and I'm just in my car having a grand old time listening to Pippin, and suddenly I'm in a blizzard.
That's all you
Just
listen
like,
to. You listen to Pippin and Kid Cudi.
It's the two things that I think everyone should listen to.
Together.
We'll be in the car, in Dan's car. It will be like jamming to Pippin, and then all of a sudden, it's like some hardcore, I'm not computing thing. It was a little much for me.
And if we all could
Dan,
crush a little bit,
Emily, make it stop.
Take a hit. It's a good time.
I'm getting done with
fun.
your musical interludes here.
That wasn't a musical interlude. That was like a bit of Pippin into a bit of Kid Cudi. I was illustrating the point that you were making.
So there was some snow.
Anyway, and then I was driving along, and I'm suddenly in a blizzard. And I drive a Mustang. Like, not a
Oh
nice
my
Mustang,
God!
not a
It's
Mustang, but a
you have
Mustang
the most
nonetheless.
douchey car ever.
He does. I've seen it.
He has a bright
It is-
yellow Mustang, and it's like a convertible. It's the whole. Oh man.
But it's not super nice. Like, don't make it seem like more than it is. Anyway, so I'm driving along in that, and Mustangs are rear-wheel drive, and also not very heavy. Not at all what you would want to drive on ice, let alone on the interstate. So I'm driving along, suddenly in a blizzard. Like, oh crap, bad situation. But I'm thinking, like, somehow I've without my knowing, climbed into a mountain somewhere in Illinois, and I will briefly come back down to regular altitude, and this blizzard will be gone and away. I'm literally thinking that this is something that is an altitude related thing, not thinking at all about the fact that it's Illinois. It's all flat. So I think if I just keep driving, I'll probably get through it. I don't get through it for like a half an hour. I'm skidding all over the road, just like going left bumper to right bumper the entire time. There's people crashed all around me. I realized it was a bad situation, so I pulled off in the great town of Marshall, Illinois. Marshall, Illinois is now my favorite town in Illinois, because
Forget
they
Chicago.
have...
That place sucks.
Yeah, Chicago's terrible. Marshall, Illinois kicks the crap out of Chicago 10 times out of 10. Marshall, Illinois, so I pull off. I'm in a McDonald's. My parents, by the way, are on their way to South Carolina. So I can't contact them immediately, and I'm just like stuck there. So I go inside the McDonald's, and
You call
Cassie.
me.
I called Cassie.
Why did you
against
do that?
my better
I'm like
judgment.
the least helpful
I don't know.
person ever.
I need to call someone who would be the most aware of my situation. Probably Cassie. Cassie's like, I'm no help, and we hang out.
Really, she's no.
So I go into the McDonald's and I sit down and I order hash browns, which are, by the way, 49 cents on a credit card. And and I sit down and I watch Fox News for like an hour.
Can we skip ahead?
So I learned a lot about the nature of conservative politics. Eating my hash brown very,
let's
very
not talk
slowly.
about your hash brown anymore.
Let's talk about my hash brown. My hash browns, well, basically, the outside was like this perfect shade of brown. It was crunchy, it was delicious, but the inside was still like uncooked potato. I don't know how they did that. It was such like a flash fried process. It was amazing. Anyway, so eventually they shut down the highway, so I had to get a place to stay at this motel. I've never stayed at a motel.
It was a
I've never
nice
stayed at
looking
a
motel
hotel.
from your video.
It was.
As motels go, I've stayed in motels before. They're not that nice.
I've never stayed in a motel.
Yeah.
I've certainly never stayed in a motel by myself. I've never stayed in a hotel by myself.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not even old enough. You have to be 21 to rent a room. So I go up. I rent the room. They didn't even ask me about my age, which was a good sign. I go to unlock my door. And
Or
the door
unblock your door.
knob- I went to
Sorry.
unblock my door trap. That didn't work. I go to unlock my door, and the physical handle like pulls out. And it just like falls out of the door.
I take back what I said about your motel being nice.
It physically like came out of the door, which I think is a fairly good sign it's been kicked in by the police before. Is that what that means? I'm pretty sure that's what that means. And, yeah, so that was my room, and I got to stay there.
You know how I met your mother?
How did you meet my mother?
How did you meet my mother?
This is officially longer of storytelling than that show.
That was my comeback.
Dan, Cassie didn't get our joke that we both made at the same time.
Yeah, I know. It was
good.
No,
I just ignored it. I was gonna talk.
Not even a little bit of credit.
Yeah. Okay. My mom's been in a few videos over the last 2 weeks, and I've had so many like messages and asks sent to me about like how hot my mom is, and I'm just a little done with it.
That's really awkward.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's just a lot of it, and I'm just... I wasn't going to encourage, but thanks for stopping to talk about it.
You're welcome.
All right, so in the comments, leave why you think Cassie's mom is totally hot.
Even if you haven't seen her
top
before.
Top 3 reasons. We will now be taking a moment to appreciate Cassie's mom's hotness, if you'll all bow your heads with me. All right, good. Glad we had that.
Wow.
I think we all learned a little bit about ourselves.
Remember that time we had topics for this podcast that weren't Cassie's mom or Dan?
But the thing is,
Lizards?
Emily, we let Dan talk, and then there's no topics.
This is what happens when we let Dan talk. We're not supposed to do that.
You guys were like, you both of you were like, oh, I'm low energy today. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to talk about stuff. You didn't tell me what.
But there's a full topic list.
We have an agenda, Dan.
Right,
we've done one so far, and we're 22 minutes in.
That's fine. All right, what's happening in this new year?
Cosmic Panda.
Well, Cosmic Panda is a thing that was permanent now. I mean, I think everybody's had to make
No,
this
they
switch
haven't.
over. Just kidding.
Emily's wrong.
We were supposed to.
Shut down.
Ouch. Yeah, so I don't know.
That was a good topic.
I was really against Cosmic Panda at first. I don't like change, especially on my YouTube. And I loved the old channel design, but Cosmic Panda on the channel is not that bad. I do not like the fact that you can't have featured videos on the channel page. I also don't like the fact that you can't like or favorite videos on the channel page.
You do have... We both have featured videos on our channel page.
I'm sorry. I mean, like, yeah, you have the plain video, but you remember how on the old channel design, when next to where your video was playing, you had the scroll list of all of your videos, and you'd pick 2 to be at the top?
Oh, you don't have those? Oh, I didn't even notice that I didn't have those yet. Oh, now I'm a little angry about that.
Because people always are like, yeah, I want to watch your bikini video, but they just...
you know, okay, like, on my other videos, I had, like, my favorite videos of mine next to... that always popped up ahead of the other videos, so, like, I had, like, the video that changed the internet. And then the chronological order.
Oh, yeah, those. I hated those. I'm glad they got rid of them.
I liked it, because then I could feature my favorite videos of mine.
That's the point of the function.
To your channel. Yeah.
I liked the featured videos, because then I could feature my favorite videos.
Well, people who are coming to your channel for the first time, they're not going to look through all of your videos to, like, find which one's the best. They're going to want to watch one.
I love how mean me and Cassie
You guys are just awful.
Just being balanced out by how, like, insatiably sweet Emily is. It's good balance.
Everybody should feel bad for me. I have mean podcast mates.
And to be fair, most of
I'm really nice.
Emily. To be fair, most of the time we're mean to each other.
Yeah, but sometimes Cassie says mean things.
Yeah. No, I didn't like those because... Oh, I think the main thing I didn't like was when people had, like, 20...
Oh, that was annoying. When you had, like, 1 or 2, it was fine.
I had 4.
Yeah, that was so annoying, Cassie.
All right. Hey, we're back. It's the Dan Razzler Show.
Why did you do that?
That was a terrible thing to do.
That was horrifying.
Oh, my God.
I like it. I think it's a good thing.
I hate you.
I think we should start using it. It's that damn.
Oh my God! I prefer the Brooklyn Telly owner all the way.
I prefer the harmonica.
Oh my God! You know, you said it too soon, Emily.
Yeah.
I was gonna give him a few allowances before we got to the harmonica.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to start recording?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah. We're not even recording there.
Oh, I mean, I was recording. I wasn't going to use that, though, because there was no segue.
It's true. It was like
we'll stick
cosmic.
It's the Dan Resler Show.
We'll just stick it in somewhere.
That's what she said.
VidCon is also happening this year. It'll be the third VidCon I attend.
Second one I
first
attend.
For Dan.
First I attend.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. That's cool.
Yeah.
Totally. It's not that cool. It's kind of cool. It was cool for the moment when I realized it.
Yeah, VidCon. We're really excited for VidCon this year. I'm excited for the fact that it's going to be literally right next to Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
You can combine two of my favorite things: my internet friends and Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, so leave us in the comments below if you're going to VidCon. It's always fun to hear about people going.
Maybe we could do an event or
who
something.
we're gonna see. We should do an Unblock the SmileTrap meetup, maybe.
Or a live episode.
Or a live episode, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
It's a long way in the future. How do we know that we'll still be talking then? We might not like each
Who
other.
knows? We could all be dead.
Well, I mean, the podcast will still exist. It'll just be me.
Just be dead.
Now's the Dan Resler Show.
It's the Dan Resler Show. Ba-da-ba-da.
Damn, that's so scary.
I've already got my own
It's
intro.
just my least
Great.
favorite of all the things. Like,
Why would you do that?
in the list of ascending order of favorite to least favorite, it is on the least side.
I'm a real big fan of that intro. You don't know how long it took me to compose that. I mean, it's better with the piano.
I prefer Lloyd Webber to you, and that is kind of saying something.
And by piano, I mean harmonic.
Okay.
It's the Dan Resler Show.
That is the most assaulting thing I've ever heard.
I don't want to be on this
You should hear the
podcast
dubstep.
anymore.
Okay, LeakyCon's also happening.
Yes, LeakyCon. I might not go to LeakyCon.
I'm definitely not.
I'm definitely
I
going to LeakyCon. I'll see you guys there.
There's a chance I'll be around, but probably not. I don't know.
If you all know me, I'm a pretty big Potter fan. I'm there for you, Potter people.
Potter. Also, playlist is happening in March. That's the first con that's
wait,
coming.
LeakyCon is Harry Potter? Like with the vampires and then they sparkle. I love that.
How
thing.
many times have we voted Dan off this podcast?
I just-
Can there be like
Emily.
if he reaches over 5, can we just kick him
I
off?
just hate him. Why didn't we invite someone else to do this podcast?
And we are now holding auditions for the male role in Unblock the SmileTrap.
I mean, you thought-
Please email us at unblockthesmiletrap@gmail.com.
We need to put together a quality group of
You're
people.
pretty much in if you're not Dan Resler.
Hi, I'm Dan Resler, and I'll be playing the part of May.
The Playlist Live is happening in March, and we're not going to let Dan talk anymore.
No, Dan's not allowed to talk anymore. Playlist Live is happening in March.
I'm not going to play.
We're not sure.
I am not. I was going to go to Playlist, but things have changed, and there is maybe a very small chance I'll go to Playlist, but not likely. I'm sorry, Playlist kids.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were still
No,
going.
I wanted to go to VidCon, and Playlist was kind of really expensive.
It's up in the air for me.
Yeah,
I have a
facts.
ticket, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. There's a big question mark.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Playlist kids. I'll see you all at VidCon, right? Everybody should go to
Stop
VidCon.
coughing.
I'm so sorry.
VidCon.
I'm all coffee and sneezy and snotty, and
I'm sorry.
I'm really attractive.
Everyone should go to VidCon. VidCon's a thing.
VidCon's the
It's
best.
probably
I think
good. don't know.
VidCon's the
VidCon's
best.
a little overstimulating for me.
It's very scary.
Like I got really overwhelmed.
Oh,
It's very overwhelming.
good recommendation, guys. I'm
Go
glad
to
you
VidCon.
did.
Oh.
It's horrifying.
Go to VidCon. Cassie gets scared and highs.
It's really scary. I don't like it. Go to VidCon.
I like how I said.
Why do you do the worst impressions of us?
Yeah,
That sounded
That's my
nothing
Cassie
like
impression.
us.
I tried to say I got scared and hide, but I said I got scares and high. I didn't get high at VidCon. Oh my god. Nor do I recommend it. Nor do I recommend it.
Yes, VidCon and Disneyland. 2 very good things that are happening this summer.
What else is happening this coming year?
Lots of movies are coming out that I'm excited for. Brave is coming out.
Three.
I'm so excited for Brave. Brave is a new Pixar movie for you people who don't know, which I don't know why you wouldn't know. You're dead to me if you don't know.
Brave looks really, really good. I'll back you up on that.
Yeah, Brave looks very good. I will defend Brave to the end of the earth. I don't care what people say.
Plus, it's like Emily the Brave,
Yeah, I know.
Brave, and see what they did there?
Although I knew Brave was coming out before I became Emily the Brave. They're not related, but
Shh, don't tell
the
them that.
movie is based off of me. I'm a redhead Scottish girl.
It
You are
looks
one
like
of those.
Kaylee. It has the hair of Sonnet. It sounds like Liam, and it's named after Emily.
Ha!
It's a combination of it's starring all YouTubers.
Did you just come up with that, Cassie?
Yeah.
That was fairly clever.
Thank
I mean,
It's very accurate.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thanks. Aw, appreciation.
What else is coming out in terms of movies?
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
I think it looks a little teeny,
Hunger
but I don't.
I have no hope for that.
Yeah,
I'm remaining
Zero.
positive.
I'm remaining neutral. I'm gonna wait till I see it. I'm a little.
I'm excited to see it nonetheless, just to see what happens. I might be incredibly pissed off, but any excuse to dress up like Katniss again, I will take. Yeah.
That was really eloquent. Wow.
That was, you
You are
expressed all
on
of
a
your
roll,
opinions.
Cassie.
I told you I was tired before we recorded.
Yes. No, I'm trying to remain positive about the Hunger Games. I mean, I don't know. I don't like Jennifer Lawrence. I'm sure she's like a fantastic actress.
She was really
but
good in
she's
Winter.
20 years old.
She was really good in Winter's Bone. She's just not Katniss.
That's what I've heard, but she's not. Like, she's 20 years old. Katniss is supposed to be
And Josh
15.
Hutcherson can't really act, and the guy who plays Gale just looks like he's going to be on the front of People's Next magazine.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be fine. No, well, I mean,
Yes.
Hunger Games is coming out. Moving on.
It's coming out. Yeah.
The Dark Knight is also a thing. The Dark Knight also rises. Is that what
The Dark Knight
Dark
Rises.
Knight also rises.
And also
That's- yeah.
rising.
it rises and also the Dark Knight.
Welcome to Unblock The SmileTrap Butcher's movie titles.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it, and I'm excited.
Oh my god.
I
love
almost just
him.
said Heath Ledger's in it, but he's dead. And he was in the last one.
Too soon,
Oh wait, I
Cassie.
was thinking
Too
of the
soon.
sun also rises. That's a
In your pants.
that was my bad. That was
The Dark Knight also
Which is not at all
rises.
like The Dark Knight.
in no way like the Dark Knight. It's a Hemingway book.
It is. Speaking of books, this is good. The Great Gatsby is coming out, and I'm very excited.
I thought you were gonna go.
Great
I thought you were gonna
Gatsby
go into
came
the.
out a long time ago.
No, I thought you were gonna go into The Fault in Our Stars is coming out tomorrow, or the.
Oh well, that's coming out. It's in 2 days. 2 days from today, which is the 8th. We're really bad.
I thought it was
at
the
saying
9th.
It's gonna be in the past for them.
Yeah, The Fault in Our Stars
Hey,
has come
I'm
out.
sure that was great.
Yeah, it was probably. a great
I've
book.
heard
I've
it's
probably
good.
read it by now.
I'm doing all my
Yes.
gestures with a crocheting needle right now, and I just realized it.
That's dangerous.
That.
The Great Gatsby movie is coming out.
I'm very
When?
excited for that. I love Boss Lerman because I loved Big Fish. No, not Big Fish. Why did I say Big Fish? I'm thinking Ewan McGregor, which means I'm thinking Moulin Rouge.
Yes, which he did. He did Moulin Rouge.
He did Moulin Rouge.
I really hated.
And it was
I really
awesome.
hated Moulin Rouge.
You
Really?
are so wrong about everything. He also did Romeo plus Juliet.
Oh, which
He
is
did.
awful.
Oh, you are so wrong. I can't believe how wrong you are.
We're also holding auditions for another female member of Unblock The SmileTrap who is not Cassie. Everyone's getting replaced but me.
The Great Gatsby.
It's the Emily Show.
No, please just stop it. The Great.
I didn't do the voice.
I just want to talk about The Great Gatsby because I really am excited.
Go for it.
The Great Gatsby is the movie I'm most excited for. It has
Me
a
too.
lot of talented people.
This sounds like a 3rd grade report on the Great Gatsby
It
movie. By Cassie King, age 9. No, from the pictures we've seen, it looks good. I was a little like hesitant on Leo DiCaprio.
Shut up!
as-
Sorry,
Jay Gatsby?
I got really. Sorry,
I don't
I got
know,
really passionate there.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I don't know. I could buy him more
Shut
as Leo.
up! I'm sorry.
Honestly,
I just
could.
I just like ripped something in my hand.
Do you have an opinion on this, Cassie?
Yeah, I was holding.
I feel like Cassie might have an opinion.
I was holding a crayon and I broke it when I was saying shut. I'll show you the when I said shut up the second time I broke the crayon. It was a green one, too. Those are always valuable because grass takes a lot of color.
Okay. What are your opinions and thoughts on it?
I'm still in 3rd grade, apparently. I like Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, if you've never read The Great Gatsby, I feel like he's got the air of The Great Gatsby. I feel like he is going to encompass it well because as he gets older as an actor, he's getting less able to play characters like Nick. I feel like he's just, that's not his genre anymore. I feel like he is going to start embodying larger-than-life roles because we've talked about this previously. That's the kind of actor he is now. He's not a down-to-earth kind of person. That's not how he comes off.
Not.
And I feel like you're totally wrong.
I think she's right on some aspects, but we'll see. Well, it'll be interesting.
I just want to punch Dan all the time.
About it.
But George, Dan, I just want to hit you. I want to hug Leonardo DiCaprio and some other stuff, and then I want to hit you. To-do list.
We'll see if we can make that work out. Other movies, The Hobbit, heck
Martin
yes.
Freeman. I've never read The Lord of the Rings, nor have I seen any of them.
But she's excited
What?
for The
I know.
Hobbit. Yeah?
What is wrong with you? Fix
I don't
it.
know. We need to fix
Dan
it.
and I are really not getting along
Wow.
well this episode.
No. You have not seen
No,
any of the Lord
I
of the
haven't
Rings
seen
movies?
any of the Lord of the Rings movies. Kaylee made me watch like 30 minutes of one in Savannah, and then I fell asleep.
You are
I'll
broken.
work on it. That's actually part of my New Year's, I hate resolution as a title, but it's that Lord of the Rings is on it.
Wow. The Lord of the Rings trilogy
Can I
is
also say,
among my favorite
do
films.
you want me to piss off everybody who watches us right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Go for
I've
it.
only
That's
seen
fine.
I've only seen the prologues of Star Wars.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good work.
Okay.
I'm not as mad about
Okay, good.
I'm not as mad. I'm sad for you.
I'm gonna work on it.
it. Yeah.
I just feel
I don't know. I was really excited for The Hobbit when Guillermo del Toro was directing, but then he's not.
Benedict Cumberbatch is in it too, though.
Yeah. It's a good cast.
It's a good cast, yeah.
Again, it's all 14 British actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Martin
think
Freeman,
chief
among them.
in all of England, there's about 14 actors.
No
one else matters.
I'm really loving the Tumblr meme of Martin Freeman right now with the F you, I won a BAFTA.
Yeah, that's so good. When he was on
Yeah,
the Graham Norton show. Basically, if you don't know the story, Martin Freeman was on the Graham Norton show, and Graham Norton's like, what did Graham Norton say?
He had
I
a
don't know, he's
showing
being
of
a
the
dick.
Sherlock clip that's playing tonight, and he was just like, now to be honest, you don't say a lot in it. Actually, you don't say much at all. You don't really say anything. And then Martin Freeman cuts him off, and he's like, F you, I want a BAFTA.
If I won a BAFTA, I would probably do the same thing. But I would do that for every situation. Be like,
Also, you would have to be British.
well, yes, but that's easy. I can do that. Like if someone were
Emily,
to
I've
say,
heard
like,
your accents,
You've heard my French accent.
which is not an accent.
No, I do not claim to speak French. I'm in the class, but that's another story for another day. Anyway,
This was gonna be shorter.
this was going to be shorter, but we're ending it now.
Oh, are we?
Ending the
Oh,
podcast.
vlog
Yeah.
Hey, election. Before we go, election season is coming up.
Oh, it is.
We'd encourage you all to take active participation in the political process if you belong to the United States.
If
that
not,
was a weird
that's
way of phrasing that.
if you belong to, if you don't belong to the United States, I'm sure you can pay attention. You just, can't vote.
It's important to pay attention. Make sure you know
Since the
your
United
stuff.
States is the best
Part of
country
your
in the
patriotic
world.
duty.
Yeah, and we all get to vote this year, which is very exciting.
See, you made it sound like I was being
Mm-hmm.
serious, and I was really just kidding, and I was hoping somebody would point out that I was kidding, but now I just sound like an
Cassie
asshole.
loves the United States. She's the most patriotic person I know.
It's the best of the
I
country.
really do like the United States, but I'm
We have the
Quote
most stars
Cassie
on our
Kate.
flag. We have more stars than any other country.
We do.
yeah. Don't just listen to your
Yeah.
parents. Read up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Do the research. Know your stuff.
Your vote is
make
your
opinions,
choice.
And vote.
On my
Good.
channel, on my
Democracy in
channel,
USA.
on my channel, there's going to be a lot of political commentary probably over the next season. So, if you
On my channel, there will be none.
cool,
On my channel, I'll probably be in more bikinis.
That's almost like politics.
It's almost like politics.
It's like the good bits.
you
of
could be the
politics.
girl that Newt Gingrich left his cancer-ridden wife for.
Yeah.
Can I not?
Sorry, that was the worst laugh I've ever laughed.
And Emily, take us out.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Unblock The SmileTrap as it went. I don't know how it went. That was good.
Exceptionally well.
Exceptionally well. Thank you guys very much for listening to the podcast. We are working on getting on iTunes, I swear. I just don't have any control over it as of right now. But as soon as it's on iTunes, we'll let you know. As of right now, we really appreciate you listening to it on YouTube. We know it's kind of difficult.
Sorry,
when it's not
I coughed
on an
over
iPhone,
your apology.
I apologize.
I'm Dan Resler.
I thought you were going to do that.
In the meantime, I'm Emily.
I'm Cassie King.
This has been Unblock the SmileTrap. We hope your smile traps stay
Oh, yeah,
unblocked.
somebody yelled at us for not saying that last
Goodbye.
time. Bye.